Fellow soil enthusiasts, let me share something that completely transformed my understanding of gardening and changed my relationship with the earth beneath my feet. After decades of pouring money into expensive fertilizers and amendments, watching my plants struggle despite my best efforts, I discovered an ancient practice that our ancestors knew intuitively, one that costs absolutely nothing and works better than any product you can buy. This isn't about some mystical gardening technique or exotic amendment shipped from halfway around the world. It's about understanding what healthy soil actually is and working with nature's own brilliant design. The secret lies in creating conditions where beneficial soil microorganisms can thrive, multiply, and do what they've been doing for millions of years, creating the most fertile, life-giving soil imaginable. Before we dive into the ancient secret, you need to understand what's happening in just 1 teaspoon of healthy soil. We're talking about billions of microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and nematodes, all working together in an intricate web of life that puts our most advanced factories to shame. These microscopic allies don't just live in your soil, they are your soil's life force. They break down organic matter, cycle nutrients, protect plant roots from disease, improve soil structure, and even communicate with plants through chemical signals. When this microbial community is thriving, plants become more resilient, nutrients become more available, and your garden transforms into a self-sustaining ecosystem. You know, the problem with conventional gardening approaches is that they often work against this natural system. Chemical fertilizers can actually harm beneficial microbes, creating this dependency cycle where plants rely on external inputs, instead of developing their natural partnerships with soil life. But there's another way, the way our ancestors farmed successfully for thousands of years. The secret that indigenous farmers and ancient civilizations understood intuitively is surprisingly simple. Never leave soil bare, and always feed the soil life with organic matter. But here's the key part that modern gardening often misses. It's not just about what you add, but how you add it and when you add it. The ancient technique I'm talking about is called continuous soil coverage with living mulch systems, though our ancestors didn't use fancy names. They simply observed that forest floors, prairies, and other natural ecosystems never had bare soil, and they mimicked this pattern in their agricultural practices. This approach creates what I call microbial sanctuaries, protected environments where beneficial organisms can establish stable communities, reproduce freely, and create the complex networks that healthy plants depend on. Unlike quick-fix fertilizers that provide temporary nutrition, this method builds lasting soil fertility that actually improves year after year. The beauty of this ancient approach lies in its simplicity and accessibility. You don't need special equipment, expensive inputs, or even a large garden to start building microbial-rich soil. Here's how to create your own soil sanctuary using materials you likely already have or can obtain for free. Start by identifying organic matter sources in your immediate environment. Fallen leaves are pure gold for soil microbes. They provide both food and shelter while slowly decomposing to create humus-rich soil. Grass clippings, when used properly, offer nitrogen and quick energy for bacterial communities. Kitchen scraps like vegetable peelings, coffee grounds, and eggshells can be incorporated directly into garden beds through simple composting techniques. The key is layering these materials directly onto your soil surface, creating what permaculturists call a lasagna garden or sheet mulch. Begin with coarser materials like twigs and branches at the bottom. These create air pockets and drainage while providing habitat for larger soil organisms. Then, add layers of leaves, followed by finer materials like grass clippings or shredded paper, then compostable kitchen scraps, and finally, top it off with more leaves. Water each layer as you build it, making sure the materials are moist but not waterlogged. This moisture is crucial because it activates the microbial communities and begins the decomposition process immediately. Within a few weeks, you'll notice the material starting to break down and really integrate with the existing soil. One of the most powerful aspects of this ancient approach is that it works with natural seasonal rhythms rather than fighting against them. Each season offers different opportunities to feed and nurture your soil microbes, creating a year-round cycle of soil building that honestly requires no external inputs. In autumn, fallen leaves become your primary resource. Instead of bagging them for disposal, spread them thickly over all your garden beds. The leaves will protect soil microbes through winter while slowly decomposing to provide spring nutrition. Different leaf types offer different benefits. Oak leaves are slightly acidic and break down slowly, while maple leaves are more neutral and decompose faster. Winter might seem like a dormant time for soil building, but it's actually when much of the important work happens. Under that protective leaf layer, microorganisms are processing organic matter, forming new partnerships, and preparing for spring growth. If you live in a milder climate, this is an excellent time to add fresh kitchen scraps under the mulch layer. Spring brings new opportunities as you plant and add fresh organic matter. As you remove some mulch to plant seeds or transplants, incorporate the partially decomposed material into the top few inches of soil. This introduces active microbial communities directly to plant root zones while maintaining soil structure. Summer requires maintaining moisture and continuing to feed the system. Grass clippings become valuable during this season, but, it's important to use them in thin layers to prevent matting. Continue adding kitchen scraps and any other organic materials you can source locally, perhaps prunings from fruit trees or spent flowers from your own garden. The most remarkable aspect of this ancient system is its self-perpetuating nature. As your soil microbes multiply and establish stable communities, they begin creating their own favorable conditions. Fungal networks develop that can extend for miles underground, sharing nutrients and information between plants. Beneficial bacteria colonize plant roots, providing protection from pathogens while enhancing nutrient uptake. Over time, your soil structure improves dramatically. Microbial communities produce substances that bind soil particles together, creating the crumbly, well-draining texture that plants love. Water retention improves because organic matter acts like tiny sponges, holding moisture during dry periods while allowing excess water to drain during wet periods. The nutrient cycling in this system becomes incredibly efficient. Instead of applying nitrogen fertilizer that can leach away or harm beneficial organisms, you're actually creating conditions where nitrogen-fixing bacteria thrive naturally. Phosphorus becomes more available as mycorrhizal fungi extend plant root systems and access nutrients from greater distances. Perhaps most importantly, this system builds resilience. Plants growing in microbial-rich soil develop stronger immune systems, better drought tolerance, and improved resistance to pests and diseases. They become active participants in the soil ecosystem rather than passive recipients of external inputs. Even with this natural approach, you might encounter some challenges as you transition from conventional methods to ancient soil building techniques. Understanding how to address these issues while maintaining the integrity of your microbial communities is essential for long-term success. If you're dealing with compacted soil, the temptation might be to till or dig extensively. However, this disrupts the very microbial networks you're trying to establish. Instead, use the organic matter layers to gradually improve soil structure. Focus on high-carbon materials like leaves and straw in the first year, and be patient as soil organisms do the work of loosening and aerating your soil naturally. Pest and disease issues often decrease as soil health improves, but during the transition period, you might notice some challenges. Rather than reaching for chemical solutions that would harm your developing microbial communities, focus on supporting plant health through proper soil moisture and continued organic matter additions. Healthy plants in living soil develop natural resistance to most problems. Weed management in this system works differently than conventional approaches. Instead of fighting weeds, use them as indicators of soil conditions and opportunities for improvement. Many weeds actually help build soil through their deep root systems and organic matter production. Learn to work with beneficial weeds while managing truly problematic species through mulching and strategic planting. What sets this ancient approach apart from conventional gardening methods is its compound effect. Each year your soil becomes more fertile, more resilient, and more productive. This isn't just about adding organic matter, it's about creating a living system that becomes more sophisticated and efficient over time. In your first year, you'll notice improved soil texture and better water retention. Your plants will show increased vigor and resistance to stress. By the second year, you'll see dramatic improvements in soil structure, with earthworms and other beneficial organisms becoming more abundant. The third year often brings remarkable changes in plant health and productivity that surprise even experienced gardeners. After 5 years of consistent application of these principles, your soil becomes something truly special. It develops what soil scientists call biological activity, a complex web of relationships between plants, microbes, and soil organisms that creates optimal growing conditions naturally. Plants in this environment often outperform those grown with expensive fertilizers and amendments. The long-term benefits extend beyond just plant growth. This approach sequesters carbon in soil, helping address climate change while improving your garden. It reduces or eliminates the need for watering during moderate drought conditions. It creates habitat for beneficial insects, birds, and other wildlife that contribute to overall garden health. The ancient secret of creating microbial-rich soil forever isn't really a secret at all. It's actually been hiding in plain sight in every forest, prairie, and natural ecosystem around us. The key is shifting from thinking about soil as something we need to fix or improve, to understanding it as a living community we can support and nurture. Start small if you need to, but honestly, just start today. Even if you only have a few square feet of garden space, you can begin building this living soil system. Gather some leaves, save your kitchen scraps, and create your first microbial sanctuary. Then, just watch what happens over the coming weeks and months as this ancient wisdom transforms your relationship with the earth. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's really about working with natural systems and allowing them to do what they do best. Trust the process, be consistent with your organic matter additions, and get ready to be amazed by the results. So, are you ready to unlock the ancient secrets of soil mastery? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join our community of Soilsage Chronicles gardeners who are discovering the power of working with nature's own designs. Share this article with fellow gardeners who are ready to break free from expensive inputs and embrace the wisdom of the ages. Together, we're not just growing better gardens, we're rebuilding the foundation of sustainable agriculture, one microbial community at a time.